What's up, YouTubers? This is Rick Scott with Rick Scott Productions, and I'm back doing tutorials again. Glad to be back with you guys. It's been like about 3-4 years since I've done a tutorial. But I just started doing, some more production again, and I'm going to show you guys an application that, I so far love. It's called Music Maker. And I'm going to do a series of tutorials on this particular application. And basically what it is it's a sample-driven program that gives you some really cool samples and gives you some options for creating music. You've got the option of creating music directly through the app itself using the samples, or you can play your own thing using MIDI, play your own sounds and combine things to make music that way. What I'm going to show you today is how I use it, and then I'm going to maybe do some more tutorials on how to do different things with it. But the main thing is to show you how I use it today and how I'm producing some beats today. So it's pretty simple, and some of you guys may be familiar with this method of using samples to produce music, but we're just going to show you. So again, this is just a tutorial on how I do things and just give you some ideas what you can do with it. I'll give you some real direct tutorials later on different ways, or the proper way to do things. I'll do that in another video. But so got this beat that I've been working on, right? I'm just going to let you listen to what I've got here, and then I'm just going to delete everything from here. First of all, let's just save what I was doing first of all, just because it is always a good practice to always save. So especially when you're going to make some changes, so that you can go back, especially since I know I'm also going to delete everything here. So, let's just listen to what I was working on first of all. So let's check this out. Okay, so this is a beat that I'm putting together, and I still got some stuff to do to it. Just an overall review. I create this beat first of all, just dragging and dropping samples in different places. And then after I do that, I output the samples in wave format, individual tracks. Well, I output it into my DAW, which my DAW is Cubase. And then from there, I use my synthesizer, which I have a MPC Key 61, which is also something I'm going to be doing some tutorials on. But I use that to put some more sounds on top of it. Reason being is because you're using samples that are available to everybody. Pretty much you have your option of dragging and dropping. Again, I'm going to show you all that, but to make it unique, I add my own sounds, play my own instruments, and add more to it. Therefore, it is not just the samples I purchased, but it's also my stuff. And you have the option to use how much you want as far as what different sounds you want. You can use just the drum beat and play everything on top of it. And I'm telling you, your beats are crisp. But I'm going to talk about what I use here to create my beats. And then after I do that, I'm going to do different tutorials, breaking different things down. Like I said, I'm back doing tutorials again. So I have a whole bunch of tutorials planned, but I want to throw something together really fast since I just started using this program about a month ago. What I'm doing is I'm using it to create music quickly for my background music for my podcast I have, because when you use music for podcasts, they want you to license it and get agreements to use different things and pay people for it. And I produce my own music, so why am I going to do that? So this is a quick way to throw it together. So let me get back to the tutorial. But I like to give backstory on what I'm doing, just people that are interested. People might be in similar situations. So You got this beat. This is where I created. Let's just show you how to create your beats. First of all, it's simple, nothing dramatic. We're gonna delete all this. We already saved it, so don't have to worry about it. First thing you do right here is you have your sound pools, and these are different packages. The program comes with a set of different ones, but you can actually buy more, and you can go to the store right here, and there's two type of licenses you can buy when you're trying to buy your sound pools. Keep in mind you need to be connected to the internet, because when you're connected to the internet, you can it gives you a list of what's available to buy, and then you got what's on sale here, different things that are on sale. Obviously, you got new releases here, but usually this populates a lot faster. So I don't know why it is taking so long to populate the different choices you have here. Let's just see if we did it, if we try to search for something. I did a search for trap music recently. And for some reason, it's not, the store is not loading. And I believe I'm on the internet. Yeah, I'm connected to the internet. So I'm not sure why. Nothing's loading. It's a wonderful thing about producing stuff live when you're doing a live recording of anything. Anyway, I wanted you to see that, but for some reason, it's not populated. So anyway, to go back, let's just move forward. I'll edit that later on. Actually, hold on. Before I edit anything, it looks like we're starting to see some stuff populate. So, it might be an optical delusion. All right. So anyway, let's just, so when you're looking for samples, like a whole list of, like sound pools are supposed to like populate down here. I don't know if there's something going on with their website or what the problem is, but for some reason, nothing is populating. This is where the list of different things you can buy. As you can see, I purchased a few of them here. So let's just continue on with this. And if this populates while I'm recording this video, I'll just go back and I'll show you guys that. So moving back over here, and this is like 80s. This came with the program actually, and you click on it here. This is the name of the sound pool, of course, and then you've got over here like the different samples that comes with it. So let's just listen to some of the stuff real quick. Like I always start with drums. However you produce your tracks, you can start with whatever that is. But let's just listen what we got here. Okay, this is nothing I would use in any of my tracks, so we might as well stop it. To get that to stop playing, you got to hit this right here. This is pretty much where you can control whatever plays, whether it's up here or whether it's down here. So let's just go with hip hop, because obviously I like hip hop better than I like whatever the hell that was. Play this beat. Okay, this is actually bass. So it wasn't the drums. I meant to click on the drums. Let's do that. Stop this. Go here, click on that. Okay, let's just put together a basic beat. Although I just can't live with myself with starting with that beat. So let's not start with that. Let's see what this is. Okay, I like this. Okay, so obviously you drag it anywhere up here you want to drag it. Then when you drag it up there, if you push play, you see there's your beat right there. And it gives you 8 bars pretty much is what you start up with. Here's your tempo right here. You can change your tempo. I like doing like 180 tempo for some reason. A lot of my beats are 180 tempo, or BPM 180. There's so many bars you can have. You can do 8 bars, you can do 4 bars, whatever. Obviously this is the time, that the beat has been running. So, and a cool thing about this is too, like this is built on Acid, which is a popular program like from like 20 years ago. which means pretty much it's an acid loop. So if I stretch this out, right, that whole beat is going to play by that time I stretch it out. Now I change this to 180, so it sounds a little different than when I first played it. That's the whole beat right there. Now you see the names here, right? So pretty much, like you got A, B, C, D. These are different variations of the beat. So if you wanted to have it like change up after like 4 bars, whatever, you could just grab you put that one up there. I believe that was A. Let's just go with C next. So whatever C is next, that's what it's going to play next. So let's just listen to it. Okay, here, you see the claps coming at this point, right? Now, of course, simple as that, simple. And it's the same thing you're going to do for the rest of the beat. Like say you wanted to add a bass line to it. Listen to these. Like click on here and you hear what it sounds like. If you don't like that one, go to the next one. I've used that right there in one of my tracks, just so you know. That's a cool one right there. Alright, so you got a whole like variety of different ones. With this sample, sound pool I bought, like it's got several bass sounds you can use. That sounds really horrible. That sounds interesting. That right there, whatever that is. Got a sub here. Not really a sub. That's closer. Fuzzy. Hate it. Alright, let's just throw something in here so you can see what it sounds like. Alright, okay, so let's go with that. So the thing of it is the timing is going to be perfect. Everything, it times it. It even puts it in the key. If you're using, like this is the key of A, everything here is in the key of A. So everything I drop in here is going to be in the key of A. Cool thing about it is you can actually change the key if you want to make it sound differently. Let's experiment with that. Let's expand this so you can have 2 bars here. Let's take that and put that in there twice, right? All right, it's in the key of A. Let's add a little space there. Let's switch it to the key from A to C. See what it sounds like. You know, when you listen to this when it plays on this side, you'll see how the key changes. So check this out. Tell me it's not cool. Okay. Tell me it's not cool. If you wanted to take that you did right there and like copy it over so it plays this again the same way you just did it, where you start off with this key here, key A, and then you flip it to C. You want to do that. Basically, you highlight it and you go to copy objects. And then you click in the place that you want it to go, and then you hit the right mouse button again, insert objects. Now, it always comes in with the space. You're going to have to close that up. If you don't close that up, then it's going to have a space in there. So let's listen to it all together and see what it sounds like now. That's pretty cool, right? How it changes the key there. And then you go back to the first part of it. Okay. And then, okay, so now that was like one of the coolest things with actually working with these loops. One of the coolest things that I saw when I started this. I can't believe, going back over here, that this hasn't loaded yet. I'm imagining that they're having some kind of issues with their servers, why this is not loading. In another video though, I'll show you how to, like, this is loading, so you know it's gotta be their servers. You know there's gotta be something going on with their servers. I can click on it, it loads up. These are sounds you could buy, so let's just go with this. This is some of the different sample packs you can buy. And if you notice, they're not outrageously priced. Um, this is $8.99. Now you don't get a tremendous amount of samples with these packs, but this is the price if you want to buy it and you don't care about licensing, which means you can't sell the music pretty much. If you like buy a royalty free version of it, it's going to cost you about $20 more. So you're going to be looking at probably like $28.99 if you want to be able to try to make money out of what you're doing or not worry about somebody else claiming copyright or YouTube getting on your freaking case about what you're doing. I don't like YouTube that much, but I'm trying to make this work because I got 2 other channels I'm having problems getting approved for monetary for the monetizing those 2 channels. So I'm a little annoyed with YouTube right now. Anyway, another conversation for another day. So that shows you a little bit how you can purchase these things here. But and once you load them up, it's like seconds before it's over here. You can start using the samples. One other thing I want to mention too is if you want to check your laptop to make sure it's compatible with or it's optical for use with this program, because if you have a slower computer, it will take you forever. If you buy this package and when you try to load a sample, it takes forever to load, or when you push play, there's a lot of delay before it actually plays, your computer is not compatible. The same way I'm moving through here is the way you should be able to move through. If you're not able to, then your computer is not compatible. Check the requirements before buying this program, because there's nothing more frustrating than trying to load something and you have to wait 5 minutes before you can push the play button. It kills your creativity. So you don't want that. All right. So I'm trying to remember everything that I encountered when I was using this program so I can give you guys some good tips on it. One thing I should also tell you too, so I'm trying to remember all the things that are important about this program, is subscription based. When you buy the sample packs, you own the sample packs, but you do not own the program. So when you buy the program itself, there's different subscriptions that you can get for a month. You can pay on a month-to-month basis, or you can pay for 6 months, or you can pay for a year. But you have to pay for subscription. I hate that. I'm used to the old days when you buy a program and you own that bad boy. It's yours. But anyway, all right, so back to this. So we got 2 parts we added, right? Again, this is just for purposes of showing you how to use this. Let's see if we can get some sound effects. I always like to have some sound effects. I usually like to have it when it's going from different parts of the song, like from a chorus to a verse or whatever. I like to put some kind of sound effect. Let's see what they got here. All right. Now, this is really something I use a lot. But let me show you something else too. Like about what makes your music unique when you're producing it is if you're using different loops from different packages. If you use the same loop from the same package, then there's a stronger possibility somebody's going to have almost similar idea what you're doing, and what they create is going to be really similar to what you create. But if you mix it up, try to find sounds from different samples, different sound pools, then you got a chance of creating something unique or very different. So a lot of these sounds I have used in one of my tracks already. Just listening to them. A lot of them are. I've used a lot of these. Again, I'm doing this for you guys, so let's just grab something really quick and see what it sounds like. Ready? Let's put this all together. That was pretty interesting, right? I can't complain. Not bad. Weird, but not bad. And for purposes of, oh my God, I love this sound. I use this in one of my tracks too. Please don't use that sound. I'm just kidding. Um, so you have like this pack right here is probably one of my favorite packs. It has so many different sounds that I like. I just had to use in something. I'm going to throw this together really fast. I'm just going to stretch this out so I can show you this. And then I'm going to show you what I do next after I do this. So let's run this. Now you'd have the option to go through and copy this and repeat this and do this 1,000 times if you want. I'm not gonna do that. So, all right. So we got a basics of a beat here. Again, I'm just throwing this together for you guys. Now the next thing you want to do, or the next thing I do actually when I'm creating my beat, is I export it. You have a variety of different options for exporting, right? And I usually export it to separate waves. That way I can put it in my DAW, but you could actually just take whatever you did and make it MP3 if you want, or you can make it a Windows audio if you want. You got several options here, AVI if you want, but I want to just make it separate waves. And let's see, I'm just going to call this test since that's what we're doing. It's really testing it. And I just want to put it on a D drive so it's easy for me to find. Actually, you know what? Now I'm going to create a folder on a D drive because I got a little too much going on here. So I clicked my D drive and I'm just going to create a folder right here. I just right click in here just so you know. This is standard for anybody that has a Windows PC. I'm just going to put test here. So I can put all these into one folder, the test folder. And it's going to call them test because that's what we're doing. Just testing these files. Okay. Hit OK. Now it's sending it there. And of course, it was successful. Whenever this comes up, I always think there's an error because normally when you get that noise and you see a pop-up box, normally you did something wrong or something didn't work right. So it's been moved over. It's there now, ladies and gentlemen. Cannot believe these people are having a problem with their website as I am trying to do a demo for them and I can't show you any of the sound pools because they're having a problem with their website. Anyway, it just kills me, right? Live recording, I tell you. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my DAW, right? And you see there's something I was working on here. We're going to create a new project here, empty project. And then we're going to bring those samples. I don't know why I just did that, right? Went to something else. This is what I want right here. And it did it again every time I try to bring that up front. For some reason it doesn't. There we go. All right. So this is Cubase. You can use whatever DAW you use. I use Cubase because that's one of my favorites. And I've used it for years now, so it's hard for me to stop using it. But I'm going to import audio files and we're going to go to test, which is what I just created on the D drive. As you can see, it's right here. I'm going to highlight everything, hit open, and it's going to ask me if I want to do different tracks. I do. And now everything you created is in your DAW, ready for you to add your magic and to put whatever you want to put. Now, put something else you want to do. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it all. But the other thing you want to do, in my opinion, is you want to change the tempo to 80 BPM. And the reason why you want to do this is because by changing it, then if you need to move a sample, duplicate a sample, it's easy. All you do is you copy it. Also, too, before you do that, you want to make sure this is on bars and beats. So that way, it basically moves to bars and beats. It makes it easy for you to put things where they're supposed to be. It's like the timing is not even, you don't have to think about it. Drag and drop pretty much. So I changed it to 80. So that means when I copy this, right, and I paste it, it's going to evenly count and put exactly where it needs to go. See how nice and flush 17 is when you get to 17? And if I want to do it again, and now it's put from 17 to 25, and see how even that is? Everything is timed. You want to do it that way, so it's easy for you to do it. So make sure you make a note of the tempo. All right. Now, what I do after this, when I'm creating my beat, when I'm using a tool like this, is what I recommend for everybody. Now, I'm just, again, I'll say this 100 times. This is not a real beat I'm creating. I'm just really playing around here. But I'm going to add another channel here, another track rather. And I've got my synthesizer hooked up. Unfortunately for myself, though, it's not turned on. So this is a really spur of the moment video I decided to do. I came up with the idea. It's like, I'm using this. I might as well. And I want to get back into doing my videos. So I'm turning on my MPC right now. Just so I can show you just real quick again. Don't expect no perfection. I'm just really trying to give you guys an idea. But while I'm waiting for the stupid thing to load up, because it takes a while, because this is now, like, synthesizers are now computers now. Not like the old days when they're analog. But these are real computers, so it takes some time for it to boot up and to load up. So while I was doing that, um, again, the reason why this is so important to do it this way, again, you'll find ways to do things your own way. But this is how I do it. And the reason why I think this is so important to do it is because this gives you something unique to put on this track that somebody else is not going to have. Okay. All right. Now, again, I'm just playing around here, so it's going to grab something. All right. Let's just see what this sounds like anyway first before I record anything on it. Now, if you decide you don't like something, you can just mute it, take it off. Now you just got that, right? Now to make this unique again, and you can add as many sounds as you want, depending on your DAW, whatever you want to do. I'm just playing around again, guys, just playing around. So let's just run this and see what I do here. Just messing around. Yeah, I know, corny. Shut up. All right, let's just listen to it anyway. You decide you didn't like any of that. You can take that out and just focus on this. And it actually sounds better than what I was doing. I kind of like that better. I'm just playing around listening to sounds. Again, I'm just playing around. So we're going to duplicate this track here. After I duplicate it, now I've got an open track, and we're just going to play around and see what we come up with. Just hitting the keys, y'all. Listen to this. That was super, super corny. I didn't record it. Super, super corny. Let me see what else I had. When you love music, as you all probably do, just messing around, like when you start playing around something, you just like sometimes just want to keep going and see what you do, like what you create. All right. I like that, right? just experimenting. I just want to see what I come up with, guys. Bear with me. Give it a chance to roll with that right there. Give it a pause. We're gonna run it again. All right. I'm gonna turn the volume up because the volume was too low when I did that. Let's just see. I just want to see what it sounds like, and then I'm gonna conclude with the last thing I do, just so you know. But I just want to listen to this since I'm just playing around here. I think it sounds kind of interesting, actually. Okay. Again, quick messing around. I'm not gonna go into anything deeper because that's enough with this right here. Um, so let's say you are 100% like you're loving this, like you just love what you just produced. It's like your favorite beat of all time. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but next thing I'm gonna do is just basically export it. Again, this is a test, and I might come back and do something with this because I actually like what it sounds like so far. So I might take it serious and do some other stuff with it. But so your DAW may be different than mine. So the way in which you output your stuff may be different. I do a lot of testing. So I'm going to do 34, test 34. This is where it's going to save my test. I don't want to put it in my podcast folder because this is not something we're going to use. I'm just playing around. So I'm just going to put this on the desktop and hit export. Now I've just exported a two channel track. And for all my friends who are doing this next part of what I'm going to show you, again, this all depends on how you actually master your music. But I'm going to do a quick tutorial on mastering. But I've been playing around with some stuff and I want to show you that real quick because after you do a two channel mix, you want to master your music so that it has a real nice sound. And the one thing about this program that I'm using is that it gives you, I mean, it's like I've played with samples before that sucked. I mean, really sucked. And this particular, and and the technology has been changing a lot and people have been advancing really well when it comes to music. I'm opening up this file on the side of Odyssey. Odyssey is what I'm going to use right now to master. Again, you can use whatever you're going to use. But to go back to what I was saying, the technology has gotten so much better with producing music at home that you can produce a high quality mix that you produced home. You don't have to go into the studio. I'm from the old school. I'm older. So I've had those days when you've been in the studio and I realized that what you're doing at home now you can do, and it's better than what it was like in the studio back in the day when I used to record music in the studio. Now, of course, I didn't work with like, big time producers or anything like that. So they might say something different as far as my opinion is concerned, but you can get a quality mix master at home now. And you couldn't do that back in the day. So I love it. All right. So basically all I'm going to tell you is from using whatever DAW you use and whatever, plugins that you use when you're mastering your music, you have to take this final step. If you don't take this final step to master your music, you're really, 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 really selling yourself short in regards to what you can do. Now, I'm gonna do another tutorial on mastering. I just wanted to mention that you take your two channel in here and then you use whatever plugins you have here. And like I got waves here, but I've got better plugins for mastering. I'm gonna do better another video with some of the better plugins I have. But that would be the next step, to load a DAW. Load your two-channel master into some type of program that allows you to use plugins to master it, and then go in here and master it to your heart's desire. I think Elements actually, it's 11 though. Let me see. Let me just see. See, Elements is cool. I'm just going to show you this real quick, and then I'm going to end this video because it's kind of long. But if I was trying to master this, right, I would play this here. First of all, I'd started playing, and then I would go into actually it's not letting me do that. So let's do this. Let's highlight it. Maybe that's why I don't use Elements that often. So and I would go, yeah, okay, here we go. And I would go here, start listening. Okay, obviously this is not working right. Hold on for a second, guys. Elements is gonna make me out to be a liar. Let's do that again. There we go. Preview. Sorry about that. Okay, so still didn't do what it's supposed to do. Let's do it again. Alrighty, let's try this one more time. Start listening. Preview. There we go. There we go. Alright, now what this is supposed to do is supposed to give you a profile of the music. But for some reason, it's not working the way I want it to work. So let's just, and I don't want to take no more time. This video has been long enough. I will do another tutorial on the mastering process because I just wanted to show you that this is the next step you want to take. So we're going to just conclude that part. But this is introducing this program to you. I'm going to do more tutorials on this particular program. And again, whatever music you're trying to do, you can go download the actual sound pools and check them out and find what you're looking for, put them together. And again, I recommend, just to give you a brief synopsis of what this whole video was about, I recommend after you create this and you take it over to your DAW, that you have something else, another element that you can use to add on here, add more sounds, to make it more of your own music as opposed to using somebody else's samples. If you use everybody else, like the whole thing, and add your own music, it's really not yours. So you want to add something to it. This also comes with effect racks. You can buy some effect racks to add your sound or whatever, to add to it to make it sound differently. You've got MIDI synthesizers you can use with this. It's got some interesting stuff we're going to explore in more videos. But that's it for now. My name is Rick Scott, and again, this is a tutorial that I wanted to do on the Music Maker 2025 Premium Edition is what I'm using right now. Any questions? Hit me up in the comments, like and subscribe to this channel because I'm about to try to build this sucker like never before. Never even tried to build it before. I'm going to try it now. So thank you for watching this video, and any suggestions, don't be mean in the comments, okay? I've read some comments people made that weren't really nice. Come on, people, let's get this together, right? Let's be happy. Let's not be mean all the time. Thank you for watching. Hopefully it's been helpful for you, and I'll see you in the next video.